Gentlemen, I want to thank you all for being here today. It's a very, very special, very important day. Maybe not so much to you guys, but very to me. My birthday.
But Lane, it's Ultraman Day.
Oh, yeah, it's Ultraman Day. Cool. Wait, are you guys not here for my birthday?
Well, yes, but also no. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to our Ultraman Day special. I am your host, Garzilla, and with me is my wonderful co-host, Lane.
Hi.
Our bear of the hour, Vegas.
What's up? Happy Ultraman Day.
And Sir Jerry himself.
Hello.
So yes, July 10th is Ultraman Day, as, well, not as per tradition. Sorry,
Per tradition as of now.
Well, I think the first Ultraman Day was 2019. It was 2018, 2019.
As of recent tradition.
Yeah. So, for those that have been fans of the podcast before, Lane and I would do a Ultra Galaxy fight as our tradition for doing Ultraman Day, because it sort of celebrated all the heroes all at once.
Oh, yeah.
But since, our roster has expanded and we had a bunch of people joining us for meetings, we decided we are not talking about the Destined Crossroads this year. Nor are we talking about Ultraman Regulos, nor are we talking about Shin Ultraman. Instead, we are talking about the people who created Ultraman.
The real heroes.
Yeah, because I can't remember who said it last night while we were watching the special, but, we spend all year talking about Ultraman. Why not take the Ultraman Day special to basically thank and congratulate the people that actually work behind the scenes?
It's time to give the people who make this franchise their due.
Exactly.
Which coincidentally does not involve Eiji Tsuburaya.
Oh no, Eiji Tsuburaya was essentially just it's my company, I'll sign off on
it. You guys do whatever the fuck you want.
I'm over here making Godzilla movies.
I'm over here in this guy's house cooking noodles.
So yes, we are talking about the 1989 biopic movie, The Men Who Created Ultraman.
Okay, this is how fucked up this is. So Ultraman Day is July 10th, my birthday. This movie came out in 1989, the year I was born. I was destined to watch this movie. I was fated to watch this movie.
This is your destined crossroads.
Yeah, really. I think I was destined to watch Ultraman and just be a hardcore Ultraman fan. But no, Paul had to give me his copy of Kamen Rider Kabuto, and then I watched that, and I was just so intrigued.
Well, Lane, think of it this way. When we did Ultralive back in 2016, you were the only one that was sort of like, you know what, I kind of want to keep watching more of this.
Yeah, thank you, Orb. Orb was great.
So yeah, this biopic movie is based on the 1987 Akio Gishio's autobiography, in which I want to say this biopic took many creative
liberties.
Creative liberties?
Yes. For instance, we're not going to recreate the A-type suit. We're just going to make a brand new suit.
No. See, in real life, like off the cameras, it was a really awesome looking suit. The camera made it look like shit. Silly explanation.
Also, for a biopic in 1989, do you really think they had the budget to remake the A suit?
Well, I mean, they even acknowledge in the biopic itself, wait, what happened to the old Ultraman suit? Oh, this is the new one. Midway through the show, we're making a new one. Oh. Okay. So I guess we should start with our main character, Kira Heiji.
I love him. So passionate, so dedicated.
clearly the most men among men.
decides to put falling snow in a scene where it's clearly summer.
Okay, let's actually talk about this.
Not weird at all. No, I got it. Everyone else didn't.
I know, but like,
I understood.
like, all right. So, for those who don't know, pretty much everyone in this movie is not like they are based off the real people, but their names have been changed. Kira Haji is based off of the director of this film and the author of the biography that this is based on.
Yeah, Akio Jishio.
And like, as I said before, no one here is actually given their real name. Not even Hajime Tsuburaya, who in this movie is called Ichiro. The only person who keeps their name, I think, is Eiji Tsuburaya.
Yep.
The man himself.
And the sad part is, which, no offense to the actor, but he looked nothing like him.
Oh, it was awful.
To be fair, the actor for Haji looked nothing like freaking Akio Jishio.
No, well, then again, this is a biopic movie, so he probably chose that guy to be like, that's how I want to look, that's how I want to be represented.
Choose that handsome devil.
As the hot guy that no one understands. Oh my god, this is just fiction.
Self-insert character.
Oh my god, it's fan fiction! This movie is fan fiction!
It's fan fiction.
For the fans.
Hey, can I copy your homework? Sure, just change the names around so it doesn't look the same.
Motherfucker!
The man who created fan fiction.
Bastards.
Okay, now that I've taken a breath, yeah, the movie focuses on Kira Haji, who is a stand-in for Akio Jishio. He works at TBS, which I swear is a television channel over here in the States.
It is, but TBS is meant for Tokyo Broadcasting Systems.
I know, but it was still weird. I was like, wait a minute.
Don't worry, I thought that too.
Yeah, I used to get TBS as a kid on TV.
Wait, which TBS?
It was like the broadcasting station.
The public broadcasting station.
Okay. Yeah, it's about Kira Haji, who is a misunderstood artist. After wrapping up drama on TBS, he gets canned because of his creative decision to put snow in a summer scene, saying that it represents the woman and her feelings. However, his boss is like, I don't know what the fuck you're saying. It's stupid. You're fired.
Symbolism? What kind of crap is that?
It's drama. It has to be dramatic, not artsy fartsy.
Has anyone ever heard of mise en scène? Put some information up in the frame, bitch. So luckily he's best friends with Hajime Tsuburaya. And I gotta give this biopic some credit. They actually acknowledge Godzilla in this.
Yep.
Yeah, like he said, he was like really like moved by like a scene in Godzilla, in the original Godzilla, and I was like, oh.
We specified it was the ending.
I think it was the montage, but then again, I'm thinking like, what montage? What, the military assembling to go fight the kaiju?
The montage of all the people dying from the radioactive fallout.
Or the giant panning shot where you just see all the destructive nature from Godzilla.
He likes Godzilla.
Kira Haji, which I think I'm just going to refer to him as Akio, like Akio, because that's who he is. He gets hired on, he meets all these wacky, like not wacky, crazy characters that work at Subaraya Productions, except for one guy, and we'll talk about him.
We'll talk about him.
Yep, yes we will.
And so they're all coming up with a sequel to Ultra Q because, for those that don't know, Ultra Q was very popular. So popular that TBS ordered a brand new show immediately, which is, of course, how we got the show Red Man. Sorry, Ultraman.
Red Man's a whole different case.
It's pronounced Ultraman.
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 Or is it Million Man?
Spider-Man.
No. Go home.
Get
Go
the
home.
fuck out of here.
You know what? I gotta give the biopic this. For being called the Men Who Created Ultraman, Ultraman sort of feels like an afterthought in this.
This biopic feels more like it's about Akio's life, like after getting canned from TBS.
Yeah, because like you see some images of Ultraman, you see something that looks like the base, but they don't really make that the big. Well, aside from think of it this way, the timeline doesn't feel right with this. Because when the main focus, like two of the big focus episodes for Ultraman is, like for this biopic, is the Skydon episode of Ultraman and the Sibozu episode, episodes 34 and 35 respectively. And what feels weird about it is that they make it up that like, oh Kira, you finally get to direct an episode of Ultraman. I know, it's gonna be great. Except if you look at the production, he's already done 2 other episodes of Ultraman. Like, he did the Gamakujira episode, which was the debut of B-Type.
Fantastic episode.
And personally, the best episode that he did, My Home is the Earth, the Jamila episode.
Oh my god. That episode was fucking heartbreaking. Depressing.
Which I would say it's more heartbreaking than the Sibozu episode, which that got more of the focus of this biopic.
The moment with like Hayata like busts out the spoon. That was a big deal too.
Because, this was the 60s where the heroes couldn't be flawed.
I think that might be why they focused on these 2 episodes particularly. Because Shibozu was a monster with a heart. And the part with Hayata and the spoon, like these 2 episodes helped really focus Ultraman in the direction it's in now.
Though they did show footage of like Sibozu like actually causing like destruction and stuff, and it was actually pretty fucking cool. I was I wouldn't mind seeing that episode.
Like, it was cool, but when he found out that's what the action director was doing, or like the special effects director, he was not that happy. It's like Sibozu's not a fighter. He's not going around rampaging. Dude, have you seen the design? He's literally made of fucking skulls. Like, he is a literal skeleton. He's going around smashing stuff. But he has a heart. He doesn't have a purpose to it. Fine. You direct it then. Shit. I don't know how to direct special effects.
And then you see the people behind it just, oh, you guys are still cleaning up over here? Oh no, we're getting ready for the next shoot. I'm like, he was amazed at what these people were doing.
Which, if you've ever actually seen like real behind the scenes footage of them like putting all the miniatures together, that stuff is an art form on its own.
So I think we skipped ahead a little bit, but Akio got the job. He started working for Subaraya Pro, and there's like he meets a lot of the people that are working on what will become Ultraman. It's not until I think a week after Akio joins that they finally have a design down.
I love that, like, when we were watching it, I immediately paused it when it looked at the design and be like, ugh, this is fake. Ultraman doesn't have the color timer.
The drawings were really good, though.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And also, because it's a biopic directed by Akio Gishio, about Akio Gishio, he's the one that comes up with the name Ultraman.
I've never really looked into it myself as to who actually came up with the name. But I knew it was sort of based, like from what I understand, Ultra Q, they wanted something more like that. So let's just make it the Ultra series. How we got, because remember, we went from Redman to Bemular to Ultraman. I still haven't figured that part of the history yet. But it also involves something about the Olympics. Like the Japanese Olympics and how everything was Utara. Like we gave it the Ultra spirit.
The things we'll never know, at least at this moment.
Unless we get a Ouija board and summon the spirit of Hajime Tsuburaya.
Bro, what was it? He doesn't speak English, so he just starts speaking Japanese. Damn it.
Subtitles.
God damn it.
Where's the ghost subtitles?
We summoned a Japanese ghost and forgot. Oh yeah, he's Japanese. We don't understand it.
Like we hire a translator, and the translator's like, "Oh, that's a different dialect. I don't know that." Oh, son of a bitch.
Damn it.
Also, this movie showed us that like accidents and shit can happen on set. So like
Oh yeah.
a guy in an Ultraman suit actor is getting stuck up in the rafters and he can't move and he's literally having like a fucking panic attack because he's having a claustrophobic moment. One guy almost gets set on fire or burned because he's like the heat's too intense from where he is. A guy's getting like in a kaiju suit's getting pelted with fucking missiles and pyrotechnics and stuff, and literally the suit gets set on fire.
If you think of it, the most iconic photo of Zafi, my favorite Ultra, is him with his head on fire. That was an accident. And now it's become like a staple of Zafi that his head's gonna be on fire somehow.
I just imagine Zafi giving like a heroic speech, and then someone just goes, "Your head's on fire." Again? Like, come on!
Zafi, you're on fire. Thank you. No, you're literally on fire. Oh, come on.
Oh, I seem to have spontaneously combusted. But I do like how it does show that this industry isn't all smoke and mirrors. Like, we do see the flaws and the problems that could happen.
Like, for instance, one of the members of the production team thought he was going to drown. Only to find out that the water was only like 2 feet deep.
He was acting like an idiot. I'm like, really, dude?
And then we're like, hey, isn't he the uncle in Ultraman Orb? And they're like, nah. I look into it. That's the uncle from Ultraman Orb.
Yeah, he had that fucking voice, that height. Yeah, that's awesome.
Just gray his hair, age his face a bit. It's totally him.
Make him hate Kamen Rider Drive. Fucking, I just remember like watching. I remember watching Orb for the first time and seeing him, and I was like, "Hey, it's that asshole from the Drive movie."
Lane, nothing beats the blinking you'll miss it cameo from Godzilla.
Dude, you're fucking an eye, man. Jesus Christ! Just that was the uncle from Orb. No, it was. Holy shit! Holy Gar would notice that.
We also delve into his love life, where so basically he has a girlfriend at the start of the movie, and then he doesn't because
the second she finds out he's working in Tokusatsu, she dumps his ass on the side of a road.
Fucking nerd!
And
Get the fuck out of my car!
And I mean that literally. She dumps him on the side of a road.
Not even near his home.
Just middle of the street.
You know what would have made that more funny? Just get out of the car. But honey, goodbye. That's my car. She eventually kind of comes back to him.
She doesn't come back to him, more so like they kind of reconcile. They don't get back together, but like they kind of reconcile, and she kind of realizes she was a bitch.
What a
He's
bitch.
like, well, too late. Too bad.
They managed to smooth things out and just let bygones be bygones.
So, but then we find out that like the girl he's into, they go out for like a nice dinner and stuff, and then he's like, trying to make like a little advance, and then she's like, yeah, I'm married, and he's like, oh fuck.
Also, she's like an assistant for like the tokusatsu or special effects director or something.
Yeah.
Mhm. And then like one night she gets like super drunk, and like she tries to make an advance on him, and he's like, no, you're married. Falls asleep in his bed, and then he just like covers her up with like another blanket, like no.
And Lane comes in with the dark humor I was not expecting.
Oh god, yeah. So like the whole time I'm just like, hey, obviously they have like a thing for each other, so I'm like they should just like get divorced. Like she should divorce him. And then like later, like she goes off to do like another a project or something like that, and like she writes a letter to him, and she's like, oh, by the way, I got divorced, and I'm just like, let's go! Like I'm just fucking so hype. Like Vegas is just like, what the fuck, Lane?
I miss this man getting hype over a divorce.
Over failed marriage, yeah. Well, it's because like I was rooting for the two of them to like get together, so I'm just like, it's just like one of those like just fuck already like moments with these two, and so like she divorces her husband, and it's like, yeah, they can be together, a little good shit.
There was also that part where they were I think they were both drunk actually, but like Lane was saying, "Fuck already," and I'm just sitting there going, "Lane, she's drunk."
Not if she consents to it.
Like that's not how this works.
It was the '60s. It was a different time. We had no time to spare.
And the fact that, like, when she lays in his bed, you see her just taking her shirt off, takes her skirt off, lays in, like rolls over sideways so that he could see her in her underwear. It's just, he grabs another blanket. Nope.
Also, they showed off like the Science Patrol uniforms, and they were like not orange. They were this like bright red. But then at one point, there's like a shot where one of them's like the group of them are running, and one of them has like orange pants, but like the red jacket, and I'm like, what's happening?
So
That's so bad.
speaking of the Science Patrol, every member of the cast for Ultraman, like in the biopic, looks nothing like the actors.
These are not them. You've captured their stunt doubles.
I was about to say, I find it funny that the actor who plays Hayata would go on to play Scheider.
Amazing.
No, he was already Scheider.
Oh, he was?
Yeah,
Well,
Scheider,
this
Scheider
movie
was
takes place
84.
in 1989, so
If you
But,
think,
like-
so this is before Gaia.
Fuji's actress, like her hair's too long, the cap is way too bulky. Hayata looks, admittedly, a little dopey.
And we sort of don't even like. Do you see what I mean by how this biopic sort of doesn't really care for Ultraman itself?
It seems to care more about the behind the scenes stuff than the show itself.
It's about one member of the creators of Ultraman who just like had a passion, he had a vision, and he wanted to like invoke that into the show, but like not everyone else saw it the same way he did. He saw the show differently, and like every time he tried something his own way, everyone else rejected it. So like that's why the big episode was about the spoon. Like,
Not
everyone yelled at him about the spoon.
Not everyone, but like people that like were the most important in the company were the ones that yelled at him.
Yeah. and then then he went back to his house, and then Ace Tsuburaya is there cooking a meal.
After spending a few days outside of town for some reason,
sometimes you just want to get away from where you're having personal problems. So,
well, I mean, yeah, but after the
So the episode aired because you gotta remember, there was. So
it was too late to change it.
Yeah, it was too.
So.
They had time. They had a half a day to reshoot, but he refused, and thus, so basically, the guy that was working for TBS that worked for Subaraya Productions thought he was the biggest idiot and got him fired. You're the plague bringer. Get out.
And then he left town for a few days because he was depressed. That's also where he got the letter from the assistant girl where she says, "Oh, by the way, I divorced my husband." And Lane just goes, "Let's go!"
Oh yeah, I loved it. But then Eiji Tsuburaya, at his house, is just oh, that spoon stuff was fucking genius. I loved it.
Also, yeah, when he gets back, his landlady tells him, "By the way, Tsuburaya-san is in your apartment right now." And he's like, "Hajime? No, his dad." And Akio's like, "Wait, what the fuck?" And I compared this with Stan Lee breaks into your house.
Apt comparison.
He's just going through your long boxes. Don't have it. Need it.
Why are you reading this piece of shit?
Sees one more day, chucks it in the fireplace.
Thank you.
So then they look outside and they see a group of kids playing, and they all take out spoons and they're like, "Look, I'm Ultraman!" And I just sat there and be like, "Oh."
They're all going there, all standing there, just going, "Schwatch, schwatch, schwatch."
Oh yeah, how they came out with the schwatch. That was
Oh yeah. The way they came up with the schwatch was kind of dumb, but also brilliant. They had the voice actor who did Ultraman's voice when he's fighting. They had him go through different voice lines written in English, but none of them really seemed to work, and the voice actor was starting to get real tired. And Akio looked at the list and he's like, "What if we took this one, and this one and combined it?" The three lines together made Shawachi. And then he said, Akio said Schwatch, and the sound designer or sound director just looked at him. He just shit a golden egg, and just said, "Say that again." Schwatch.
One more time.
Schwatch.
He took the paper, rushed into the booth to give it to the voice actor, run back, and was like, "Okay, one more take."
Schwatch.
Schwatch.
It was both dumb and brilliant at the same time.
Oh no, it's so cool. It's great when you have an idea and then you're just kind of piecing everything together, and then you're just like, "Oh my god, that's it!" It works.
I know, I've joked about how Akio was the man who created Ultraman because he came up with the name, he came up with everything. But in this case, he didn't actually come up with Schwatch. He was just brainstorming, take these three, and then he just starts saying the word. The sound director was the one who got the idea. He heard Akio say Schwatch, and he's like, "Wait a minute, say that again. One more time?" Okay. And rushes, like Jerry said, rushes in with the piece of paper. And that's how we got Schwatch. It wasn't necessarily Akio that came up with it. It's he was just fucking around. He was just fucking around, and the other guy's like, "Oh, wait a minute."
It's like poetry. It rhymes.
And speaking of Akio, I love how, and we all seen this, I like how throughout the movie we see more and more of the staff just warm up and start appreciating his work and his help.
Yeah. The whole Shibozu episode was he actually managed to warm up to the special effects director who was kind of a hard ass.
My favorite part was when the suit actor, he's like, "Oh wait, so what did you do?" "Oh, I went to the zoo and I watched the monkeys." What?
And he moved like a monkey, and he made the children very happy.
I love too when like two of the people like who are on his side or whatever like that show up, and one of them shows up in like a makeshift kaiju costume.
That was woo.
Oh yeah, no, but I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like they made it from scratch, or whatever. And so like he's like, "Oh, cool," and like so they leave and like they scare the fuck out of the landlady. And he's like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, this was around the time he was fired. So Hajime tried to get him back in as like a shadow director, and they brought over one of the new suit for an episode, and Akio was like, "Dude, that's awesome. Like, yes, I want to come back and direct. Like, I don't care if I don't get any billing. Like, I just want to work, man." And as Lane said, they're leaving, and the landlady comes out, sees the suit, and just falls down.
Faints.
Like opens Akio's door. Akio's door is like, "Dude, something happened. Come out here."
But yeah, so like he goes back to Subaraya, and like everyone's like, "Oh my god, the Spoon episode's like our highest rating episode ever. Like, it was so fucking good."
And the two people that were screaming and yelling at him, and also like talking down on him when he first showed up, calling him the snowy summer guy, started brown nosing. They came up to him and it's like, "Oh, we're so sorry we said all those things, but the episodes did really, really well." And it's like, you motherfuckers.
Fuck you.
I was thinking about the guy with glasses, and I'm just like, well, all right, so I'm not talking to you again. I'm not inviting you to any parties.
I love that all of you sort of got into the same idea of this is going to be a great movie when Kira first meets Eiji Tsuburaya, and he's filming this giant plane scene.
Oh,
that was so good.
That took my breath away, dude. That scene was fucking beautiful.
It was so good.
Seeing all like the special effects work, like in the movies, it's just a magic you just have to see. When you do, just it's amazing to witness.
Exactly. Like, I don't often get to see behind the scenes footage of Toku, but when I do, like, it melts my heart because it is like it manages to capture that childhood wonder that I felt as a kid watching Power Rangers or Big Bad Beetleborgs or the English dub of Ultraman Tiga.
It's funny to think that while they were directing the Bozu episode, he had giant sticks with flags on them to represent the kaiju so that the cast knew where to look. And while they're all taking it seriously, there are people watching them shoot. And two of the normal people are basically went, "This looks silly. This is so silly." and like the camera crew's like, "Shut up. We're making a movie over here.
We're making a TV show.
Freaking, we don't want your opinion. Fuck off."
I believe I said, "Hey, Peanut Gallery, shut the fuck up.
Shut up."
It's a
If I want your opinion, I'll ask for it."
In which it made me think of this old quote from I have this Eiji Tsuburaya book. In between the chapters, there are segments from like actual like special effects directors and such. And one of them was about how when they were watching a movie with regular people, one of them was joking at how oh, the construction vehicles look like toys. Why didn't they just use like real construction vehicles? And he felt personally attacked because, you know, someone had to make those construction vehicles for the project. And they're basically like looking down on the person that made this work. And that's why I have so much credibility for these people. It's like, you got to make the greatest, like one of the greatest science fiction shows of all time.
A show that has become a part of Japanese culture, mind you. This is like when they first created Superman, Batman, and / Spider-Man. It's like watching. Okay, this is gonna be a very weird comparison, but it's like you're seeing all these people sitting in a room thinking up ideas of Ultraman. It's like seeing the people who created the first nuclear bomb sitting in a room thinking up ideas. Again, weird comparison, but it's a bunch of people sitting in a room thinking up ideas for something that's going to change everything.
And the fact that they weren't really thinking of it that way, they were just,
Yeah,
this is our show. This is our job.
For them, they were just making a sequel to a popular show. They had no idea what they were making. No idea that like years from now we would be talking about this, or like we'd be excited to watch Ultraman Blazar coming out next week.
Yep.
When this video comes out, first episode will already be out.
Okay, so yeah, like they had no idea. It's like Stan Lee in his office putting Spider-Man in Amazing Fantasy, like not knowing that years from now, people are going to be screaming their lungs out for Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland in Spider-Man No Way Home.
Still gotta love that quote from Stan. Pitched the idea to Spider-Man to his boss. Stan, that's the dumbest idea I've ever heard. Puts him in Amazing Fantasy because the book was getting canned. Best sales charts the book has ever received. Boss comes back to him. Hey, you remember that Spider-Man character we both love?
That's the thing. Sometimes it's the stupider, dumbest things that can create waves of fans.
And also keep in mind the biggest thing about Ultraman. The show is only 39 episodes. 40 if you count episode 0. TBS wanted to do 13 more episodes. And Tsuburaya said no. Because they thought they were done. They're like, you know what? We did what we could. Let's move on to another project. And which, that's sort of how we got Ultra 7. Took a few months, but we got Ultra 7.
Wasn't Ultraman sequel, by the way.
Not at first.
No, not at first. I know.
Though, funny enough, this was actually... So, there's technically a sequel to this biopic.
Well...
Is it about Ultra 7?
It's called I Love Ultra 7.
Oh my god.
I know what we're doing next year.
There's The Man Who Wanted to Be Ultraman, which we recently just got a raw file for. And Futari Ultraman, which came out around the same time as Shin Ultraman came out over in Japan last year.
Wow.
So it's weird to think that like just think of it, 2022 Shin Ultraman finally came out and we got a new biopic movie.
Again, this all just goes back to what was it, the 60s?
Yeah, this goes back to the mid to late 60s.
Of just a bunch of guys in a room brainstorming ideas for a sequel show that was popular, yeah, but they had no idea what they were making. They had no idea it would blow up into something so ingrained in Japanese culture.
I've been a fan of Ultraman for 10 years now. And I hope I can keep being a fan for as long as I can. I am personally glad that I have you guys to watch Ultraman with.
Hell yeah.
And the fact that you were all in agreement of, hey, let's talk about like a documentary biopic movie for Ultraman. And you were all for it.
Yeah, like me and Gar were like Gar was like, oh, we'll watch it like while we play Fortnite or something like that, and then like I put it on in the background to like playing Fortnite with Gar, and I'm just like looking over and like seeing how like kind of like the story's interesting, and I was like, Gar, let's watch this later. I actually want to pay attention to it.
We just got like really invested into the story. I'm like, this is too good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we were all kind of like iffy on it at first, but like when it got going, it got going.
Got going.
And I would personally like to thank, he couldn't be here for this special, but I would personally like to thank Kaguya, because he was the one that recommended this idea.
Thank you, Kaguya.
Thanks, Kaguya.
Thank you, Kaguya.
Thank you, Kaguya. Like, the only nitpicky con that I can see to this special is that it was only released on DVD in 2005. And more people need to see this. I want a high quality transfer of this. But the fact that this was even fan subbed is mind boggling.
I honestly did not mind the quality of the video because it made it feel more authentic, if that makes any sense.
Oh, no, I 100% understand what you mean. It's kind of like the people who only watch Star Wars for, like, its own version of it.
Star Wars is Star Wars.
Thanks, Gimpy.
Star Wars.
But no, it was crazier for me because, unlike you guys who either have knowledge or have seen it, I have not seen the original Ultraman. So seeing all this in a way firsthand was honestly mind-opening to the point where I have Tubi, I have Methods. I honestly want to watch the original Ultraman.
Yeah,
Go for it.
do it. It's great.
Just pace it a bit.
Yeah. So do we want to talk about how this special ends?
Ends with him filming an episode.
Well, I mean, yes, but like before that.
Oh yeah. So he gets with the girl, obviously.
Yeah. After like a day of filming, he goes back to his apartment and he runs into the assistant girl who was... I feel bad that I don't know her name.
Kano.
Kano.
She stopped by his place because she is heading off somewhere else after wrapping up production of the project she was working on. And her and Akio share a moment. They hug, presumably get together, and as the camera pulled out, I was just saying, watch it snow right now.
Oh, that would have been great.
It's like poetry, it rhymes.
But
just in the corner, get a little end credit.
But instead, we got Red King.
Yeah. So it ends with them filming another episode for Ultraman. They're all running. Like, they got the crew and the cast. Like, the crew is filming the cast. They're all running. There's a bunch of people on a wagon, and like as they're running, there's there's just a shot of them moving away from the camera until they get to a bridge where there's like a cut. There's like a cut in of Red King like coming up like over the bridge, and they're just like, "Ah, Kaiju, run away!" And they all just they run away, and it freeze frames on Akio as he's like falls down a bit trying to get away. And then we just get credits.
They did a new cover of the original Ultraman theme song for this special.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was very nice.
Yep.
You can never go wrong with that theme song.
No.
Dude, I was reading a fan fiction. A good one.
A good one, he says.
Thanks for specifying.
Listen, as someone who used to read fanfics a lot as a kid, I know good from shit.
Believe me, I read my own shit.
But no, I was reading this one Ultraman fan fiction crossover with like Godzilla, Evangelion, stuff like that. And during Ultraman's first appearance and fight scene, I put on the theme song, like the Ultraman's first theme song, and it fit so well to the action playing out in my head that I felt like I was watching an episode of Ultraman. Like, it felt like I was watching an episode of the original show.
It's funny, when I was on my quick little errand, but as soon as I left my house and I was walking to where I was going, I caught myself just humming the opening. I'm like, oh my god, it's so good.
Oh yeah.
That is how good the opening is.
You know what, Lane? I'm gonna tell a funny story. It involves you and me. Way back in 2016, when we first did Ultralight, our 50th anniversary tribute to Ultraman for Cast Ranger, Lane and I were still working at the same restaurant.
Oh yeah.
And there was one night we were both closing, and I think you were playing music or you were humming to yourself.
Probably humming to myself.
You were humming the original theme song to yourself while you were vacuuming the rugs. And you just look at me like, damn, that's a really good theme song.
There is. It really is. I've been re-listening to old episodes of Ultra Ranger, and so it's like, all right, let's talk about Ultraman. And we're like, yeah, and then I just hear that, and it's just like a smile fucking just grows in my face. I'm like, it's so good.
The original Ultraman is S tier. And speaking of S and Ultraman, we'll be talking about Shin Ultraman another time.
Another time.
When it's actually out on Blu-ray in the West.
Oh yeah, I'm buying them.
When it's more readily available.
Yeah. Then when we spoil it, that's on you for not watching it.
Oh yeah, by the time it comes out on Blu-ray, if you haven't watched the movie, like, spoilers are on you.
Yeah. But with that, I guess that wraps up our Ultraman Day special. If you want to watch this special, I can't believe I'm saying it. It's on YouTube. Like, it's on YouTube, fully subbed. So if you want to watch it, there you go.
Yep. Link in the description below.
The full 2 hours.
Yeah, it's a 2-hour movie.
Yeah, that's what almost kind of threw me off. But I was like, 2 hours. I'm like,
Honestly,
no.
it felt shorter. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, it felt shorter than it actually was. I think that's just because I was so into it.
It felt long to me.
Yeah, like once it starts getting going, it just kind of breezes by.
And I have a personal question for all of you in the comments. How did you get into Ultraman? And what makes you want to keep watching it? Until next time, everyone, happy Ultraman Day. I hope you're all loving Blazar's first episode. I hope you check out the Tokusatsu Ultraman Day stream that's happening later after this special has come out. If not, there's probably an archive of it somewhere. Or you've heard the news that probably drops in the stream. But until then, as always, schwa for now.
Schwa for now.
Schwa for now.
Wah for now.
We should do a Godzilla 70th anniversary video next year.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for watching Depression. How about you guys?
That's being added to the end of the episode.